Hello and welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
I'm still sharing. I'm still sharing.
Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. If you're new to our channel, please like, subscribe, and share our videos. We would greatly appreciate it. And for those of you all who have been here before, y'all know before the shout outs, it's announcement. And we have a big announcement today because we want you all to know that we are going live.
Live. Live.
We are going live on, what's that, the 18th? I don't think we wrote it down.
No, we wrote it down. I just didn't hold it.
Yeah, I want to say it's the 18th at 3 o'clock.
Can't
Let
be
me
the
just,
18th. I won't be in town.
okay, so hold on one
It's got to
second.
be the 15th.
Hold on. It is the 15th, October 15th, which is a Sunday at 3 o'clock Pacific time.
Our time, California time.
Pacific time. We will be going live here on YouTube. So we hope that that's a good time for everyone. We're trying to maybe, get as many of our viewers as possible.
And possibly new ones.
Yeah. And just have a candid conversation. You all are welcome to ask us anything, or if you just want to discuss something, there's really no big agenda. Just we want to talk to you all live.
Right. And it's important to know that we will not be recording this. So
our live won't be recorded.
It will not be recorded because it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
You say what you want to say, share what you feel the need to share, and we're going to be keeping it real as we always do. But yes, on the 15th of October at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we're coming at you live, and we are very excited about it.
So mark your calendars right now. Before you forget, mark your calendars. Come on YouTube. We'll be there.
Yeah.
I just need y'all to be there, okay?
All right. Good.
That's you all asked for this, so we're bringing it to you, okay?
Okay, I'm done.
Any other announcements?
Nope.
Sharyn will be again in Philadelphia for those who may want to reach out to her.
Try to connect, yeah.
Yeah, I was just in Northern California. One of our subscribers did reach out, and my coworker and I had gone somewhere to eat, and I told her where we were going to be, and I said, hey, you feel welcome to join us. But I didn't get a chance to connect with her. But maybe next time we'll do it in advance. So now that I know she's there.
Right.
Outside of that, I don't have any other announcements. So y'all know it's shout out time. Look, my voice is a little raspy.
Oh, because she's been hanging out in the street. Look, she's been hanging out in them streets, running out with, been partying.
So I can't give y'all my solo act today. No, it's a little rusty. But I have been traveling for a week, and I got back and went out with my double Dutch sisters last night, and so I think that's kind of why my voice is crazy. But anyway, on with the show.
But notice I feel rested and bright
I
and
asked
ready.
her if she wanted to come, so she always trying to pull that.
No, I can't hang with
Nobody even think about her. Anyway. Because I always ask you want to go. You say no, but then you get on here playing the victim. Like, oh, I was just home, nobody, all by myself, and didn't have anywhere to go.
Just me and the doggy.
Right. Don't want to hear it. Anyway, and y'all don't play into that either. I'm just telling y'all.
Right.
So let's get into shout outs. I'm going to apologize for the pronunciation of, I can't even say that. The pronunciation of some of the names, because I know it's me. But our first shout out goes to Udra N. That's UDRA. Last initial is N.
You know who you are.
Yes, thank you for being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. Next, we have Rudy B, aka my biological father. Hey, Dad. So, Rudy B, we thank you.
Hey, Rudy.
I don't know how often you continue watching our show, but we appreciate the times that you do.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, we have Grace M. Thank you for being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. we appreciate each and every one of you all. So we're giving you all a big shout out anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to actually be discussing some of the questions and comments that we received on our channel that maybe we didn't answer or didn't answer clearly enough.
For
We'll just
you
go
to
into some of those questions. And this time I put Sharyn in charge of picking the questions. So,
oh, because I'm just lucky like that. Okay, so
well, mainly because I was traveling anyway. I'm
no,
like,
no,
look up
because she
those
tired.
things.
Like, could you just do
And
everything
yes,
today?
exactly. So,
Can you just do everything, Sharon? That's what I do.
really, we going
Yeah,
in?
yeah,
Okay,
okay, but of course we're always getting ready to jump off somewhere. So anyway, we
exactly.
need to get the show done. Here's are some of
Absolutely.
the questions that evidently you guys have been thinking a lot about, and share them with us again. Like, let's hear more. The first question is, I thought we were very, very complimented by was, what do we um, what's the key to our success in our relationship?
Yeah, it
Why
says.
is it that you and Rosa get along so well? Because you can see it. You can't fake the funk. You really can't. We do get along so well. So why do you think the relationship is working?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say, y'all not in the household 24/7.
No.
We get along definitely well enough to do an hour show, right? But no, for the most part, I think we enjoy each other's company. Well, I know I enjoy Sharon's company. I enjoy our conversations on and off the camera. I
Mhm.
enjoy, just the laughter that she brings to the relationship. So I think that's my point why I think we get along so well. So I mean, because
Okay.
there's other things that yeah. But we're not
Ooh.
talking about them. We're talking about what
Yeah. They were
what
very
we got.
different.
Yeah, we're
But
definitely different.
very, very
But
different.
I
And
love those things about you, and I think for me, I
mm,
look forward to those all the time. And
mhm.
so it's like, hey, I love being around my wife. I love our conversations, and I just think it pulls her into me and me into her a little
Well said. I can't top that. But ditto to all that times five.
bit.
I think we get along together. We both have a great sense of humor. We both enjoy laughing. Her even more than me. And we,
That's true.
I like her as much as I love her, and I love her
Yeah.
a lot. So
Aww.
I think that really helps. And don't get me wrong, we get deep with it. Sometimes we go, into the white meat, those deep tissue conversations, and we don't let each other off the hook. We look, she is very much Aries, and I am the Gemini, and and with that comes, I mean, she's got that fire,
Mm-hmm.
and every now and then I gotta blow it out,
You
or at
know
least
what?
calm it down. No, but we understand each other's madness, and I think she accepts me as is, and I accept her as is, and it seems to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's it's like truly really corny, like just loving your best friend.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
And
So,
I do love you too. So, yeah, and
mm,
I love and like you. I love you more than I like you some days, though.
oh, I can understand that. Y'all don't want to. You don't want to start me. So, another video, very
Another question.
popular.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The people had questions about, and that was, why do we as lesbians in lesbian land and far beyond, why do we ignore the red flags when we see, when we're trying to hook up with someone, you discover somebody, she's discovering you, and you see things ain't what they could be or should be, or just really you kind of see stuff that you just not in alignment with. You see the flags, but why do you stay? Why do you still pursue her and you allow her to pursue you? Why do we ignore those red flags?
I think everybody pretty much know that now. I mean, know why we ignore red flags. I mean, for one thing, it's just like you want to look at it as being something other than what it is. Like it cannot be anything bad. If they're rude in front of company and you're just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, she's just being so cute. No, she's being
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah.
Rude. So I think when we are just getting to know each other, you want the best for that person and you want to think that that person is the best and have the best intentions. But that's the whole point of getting to know someone. You got to understand who they really are and you got to see those red flags for what they are. So when
Right.
they start flying, you need to pay attention. Don't look
Right.
at it as something you think it might be cute or just who she is. Yeah, I mean, but who she is could get worse.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. And you don't, we make excuses, we make
mhm.
allowances, we extend, we give them the benefit of the doubts. But if you are being rude and nasty and impolite to, unpolite to my friends and all that,
Mhm.
that's who you are. And I'm not blaming it on, well, she's been working a lot of hours lately and she don't usually act that way. She is who she is, and she did what she did. She
Right.
does what she does. And if you do ignore them, usually the flags, they don't go away. They just get a brighter red.
Yeah.
They get brighter and brighter until you like eh.
I think we
Yeah.
need to have some type of app that the person who dated the person you're trying to date put everything on there
Yeah.
that happened in the relationship. So maybe it'll help some people
But
with.
but I will say this: different people bring out different things in you.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely. But
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
some of those things you probably resonate with, and some you probably be like, that ain't the person I'm with because it's
Right,
not the
right.
person who
Oh, she ain't hit
fits
you
you.
yet?
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
right. You ain't had to bail her out of a Tijuana jail at 3 in the
And
morning?
some of it you might have to just look through the lies. But at the same time, everybody can't be telling the same lies. So if you got
Right.
three people saying the same thing,
Chances
is
are.
who she is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Touche.
develop that app.
Oh, for your next one. You ain't developing it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna develop it for you for sure. Nah, just kidding.
Oh,
But
haha. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle.
but yeah, I think a lot of times we want the best intentions for the relationship.
Of
So
course.
what you what you accepted in your last relationship and that person showing you those little red flags, but looking at them as something different. I just think we just give that
So you
person
know how
that
people
waiver.
say, yeah, yeah, I know this, yeah, I know the song, I know
Yeah,
how it go. hmm Then you know the song, so why you keep singing?
right,
Okay,
exactly.
okay. So
But didn't when you were dating somebody one time, somebody came and told you about the person?
yes, and we don't have to talk about that. So we're good. And I saw what
I'm
they saw.
saying,
Yeah, yes,
right. So
yes,
those
yes.
red flags for that
Yeah.
person was there, right? But you
Oh,
was choosing to
absolutely.
ignore them.
I chose the one. So why did we do it? We won because we want to be with somebody. We're hungry. We're thirsty. You know what I'm saying? You want company and all of that. And you can you can give anything a waiver. Oh, she didn't mean it like that, or I know she fell down drunk and rolled over and the fire started. But y'all just gave her the wrong liquor. She doesn't. She doesn't always act like that. Whatever the red flag may be,
Oh, I
you need.
can't stand you.
You I'm serious. You need to look at them, see them, and appreciate them for what they are.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes, they're just a little warning,
Exactly.
and sometimes we just stay a little too long at the park.
Right.
So yeah, but the red flag, stop ignoring them. It is what it is, and why people do it because we want someone in our life. As
Right.
simple as
But
that.
there are some people out there that just don't recognize red flags. I get that. I mean, everything just kind of might go over their head. But if you know that you're that person, ask one of your good friends, like, what you think about Sally, what you think about Jessica, what you think, just so that person may be able to give you a little bit more insight. That's something that you're not seeing because
Hmm.
some people just don't recognize them.
Right,
Period.
right. Well, that's true too. And like you'll know when the heat turns up. You know that you know you do.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh, that's what my friends were trying to tell me." Oh, it's a little too late now, Sarah.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, because your friends, your good friends, your trusted people in your life, they will tell you the truth,
Yeah.
or they just like,
As someone you
or
trust.
I ain't gonna say nothing because they don't want to spoil. You seem to be so happy about it,
Right.
you and overjoyment about it. So
Yeah.
so just be mindful. And
Hmm.
I don't think it has happened to everyone, but it surely has happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
We hear the stories. We know Sharon has lived 8 lifetimes, evidently. So I have a lot of experience with it through seeing the others' behaviors. And you don't want to be like poo poo on somebody's new affair and relationship, but it's saying, oh Lord. this is gonna last. This ain't gonna make it to summertime. Don't make no trips. Don't make no plans for the cruise. She ain't gonna be around.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm serious. You know, but you're so happy that you found someone, and or think you found someone, and you know, she a little bit of this, she a little bit of that, but I really like her. And check on them in 3 months.
I can't.
That bitch. You know the story, but
I ain't talking to her no more, so don't even bring her name up.
you're right. You're right. So that's all we got to say about that one.
Right, right.
Okay.
You want to go to the next one?
I can go to the next one.
I thought we had one, or did you not write it down about colorism?
No, we didn't write it down because we didn't know if we want to go there, but we were talking about
Let me say this about colorism though.
Okay, you sure it's colorism, or are you talking about interracial relationship?
No, I'm talking about colorism. I thought you know.
Okay.
See, this is why don't leave the assignment up to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
you want to hear us argue? It wouldn't be a show if it wasn't from me. See, that's where I go. See, that's my ego, and you would say, "Oh no, you didn't."
I'm gonna just say, let's press on. But this is what I have to say.
I didn't mean it, baby. I didn't mean
I know you didn't. This is what I have to say about colorism, because the ironic thing is I was just watching the Netflix about the 20 Pearls, I think it's called, and it's about the
21. Is it 20 Pearls?
It was 20
Pearls about
20 Pearls regarding the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, AKAs, and they were talking about the founders. And I found out I have a distant relative that's in one of those founders, so it was so I had to go back and look at this thing again.
Our family tree.
Yeah, exactly. And I think her name was Carrie Snowden. So Carrie Snowden, one of the founders. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, just finding this information out, suppose I was thrilled and found out before I got into college, or even thought about pledging, aka, it's like, would I even fit in, being that back in the day, AKAs were only looked at as, if you can pass this paper brown test, then you can become
paper bag test.
Paper bag test, and you could become an AKA. They didn't look at anything else. You could be very intelligent, but you had to pass this
you had to be light enough
test to be light.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just assuming that my distant relative was on the light side, and but it would have been something that I would have struggled with doing, because I know that history of them. But I'm not saying that that's who they are now, because I know plenty of dark-skinned women who are a part of AKAs. But the only thing I would say about that is, where I'm going is, it's still very much alive. And
really? Within the organization, or you just talking about within the world?
Just within the world. Because I do know some dark-skinned AKAs, and I'm just using kind of this as an example, just because I was watching it and it just the first thing on my mind. So there are, and so what I'm saying is, it still exists today, and not necessarily just in the sororities and fraternities, in this world, in this country.
In our world, in our families, in our lives, in our cultures,
right?
All of that, and it's just and it's so widespread. It's just not talked about, and I think oftentimes ignored. Right. But there are definitely people.
I just think it's an internal thing. Like, when you originally see someone, what's that first thing that comes in mind? Like, if I'm online dating and we meet up, and the first thing you say is, "Ooh, she's a lot darker than I thought." Does that change your mind? Does that put you in a different space? You know what I'm saying? Not to say, "Oh, she's beautiful," or we vibe. I don't really care. I'm the type of person, like, I look for people who just treats me good and it's a fit. So I, looks can play a lot, because some things have to attract you to some people, right? But at the same time, it's not because they're dark or light. If you look at the women that I've dated across the board, they're all over the board. You know what I'm saying? So
same with me.
Yeah. So, but I think it's those that is still there for whatever reason,
and it's so important to them that they actually redirect their life around it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you can be black, but you ain't gotta be black.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And some people would consider me black, you know, whereas they may consider Sharon brown.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
and I have
Yeah.
to say, growing up, I hated that, you know, but now, boo, I'm sitting in the sun too.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm
And like,
saying?
I
So
won't get
I
darker.
want to get darker. You
Right,
know, the
right.
blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That is so true. Just
Oh,
saying.
are we going there about that?
I mean, but that's a kind of colorism
Yeah, I
ish
know. Yeah. Well, that was
saying, but
they say it as a defense though. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, yeah, I may be black, but I'm also the sweetest thing, you know, so and we
yeah.
know it's true. But I want to stay on it for a minute because you brought it up. But one, yes, it still does exist today, and not just in Black America, Mexican, Spanish,
Oh, yeah.
just I had recently a friend of mine's mother died, but you know, I think she had four daughters, and all the daughters were, if you will, fair Latinas, lovely Latinas, but one was dark and lovely, and she would just call her the little black one. And it wasn't like black and beautiful. It was like, and that's my little black child. Like if I could do something different, I would have, you know.
Yeah.
So she was not seen as the pretty one just because she was dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple as that. Just because she was
Wow.
dark, you know, so you don't even get in the lineup. And you know, Sharon's always got a story, but and it's funny because I didn't think we were going to go this deep about colorism and all, and I would even attach that as it connects to beauty or our concept of beauty. There's a young lady I ran into in my life in my travels, and she was on dialysis, and you ever see a woman that's so lovely that when she walks in, the men and the women kind of look at her. You know, the women they ain't looking at her like, "Woo, I want you." They're just like, you know, always well dressed to the nines, hair, makeup, style, and whatever. And so again, so I meet her. She's already on dialysis, but you know, and so we started to chat every now and then, and we needed started to chat even more. What happened was she explained to me that her mother had I think like 10 children or something, but for some reason, she only raised eight, but and out of the eight, out of the four girls, she quote unquote, the relatives would say that you're the prettiest. She was, if you will, a high yellow, a very, very, very light. The hair was smoother. Everyone had soft hair, but hers was smooth, soft, straight, and you know, lovely cheekbones, almond eyes, beautiful complexion, the straight, curly, soft, straight hair, and body by oh my goodness. So, and then when I met her, she had to be, let's say, in her mid to late 40s, and I'm thinking if she looked this good at 48 she must have been killing them at 24.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and her mother and the rest of the family kind of made over her because you're the pretty one, you're the pretty one, you're the light one. Her sister, who was envious, jealous, pissed off, whatever, of her beauty or the family making over her. One day, like they normally do, they were all in the kitchen making breakfast. Her sister put a hot fork in the fire and let it get heated up. When she turned around, her sister stabbed her in the face with the fork and pulled it down, and which left a hideous scar.
Right.
And she told her, "You're not so damn pretty now, are you?"
Wow.
And that set into place the trajectory of their relationship as sisters for the next 30 years. She didn't hate her sister. She was just sad that her sister was, you know, felt that way about her. And you know
And it's not
what?
even her fault.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Why
but you
she
know
feels.
what? And she said, well, if you look closely, you can still see. I mean, after the years, you know, they almost, you know, a scar can like kind of blend. You're like, oh, I can see something slight there. You know, it didn't stop the beauty, honey. It didn't interrupt it. So what I'm saying though, and this is all based on the fact that I'm lighter than you, her sister being darker than her, and people praising the beauty. You know, are you light and beautiful, or you're beautiful because you're light? So just an example of extreme colorism and jealousy
Right.
and whatever, and still many other things at play. But the reason why we bring it forth now because people is still around.
Right. But
It's
that
still
was her family showing them that the lighter you are,
the
the
prettier you
more
are,
beautiful
right?
you are. Because I'm sure if they're sisters, they look somewhat alike.
Oh, they did, yeah.
And
But she
whether
had
you're
the
dark
beauty,
or
yeah,
light,
like
they all should have been considered beautiful.
beautiful,
But
yeah.
because the mom, the family, the sisters, everybody else was saying that they weren't, then that's
Yeah.
That plays a part. And I
Yeah.
bet you her sister grew up not liking light complected people, or had
Absolutely.
some type of something against them,
Attitude.
because
Exactly.
it's embedded in us when it starts at home. And that's where we have to just say everybody is beautiful in their own way.
Well, and then on a closer note, I have a of course I have a family. I'm going to see them this month, God willing. But I had a nephew who was they claimed that he was they claimed that he was the father of this ex- extremely fair child, and not only fair, she looked biracial, and my my nephew is a very dark complected young man. Now, so not just the coloring, there was no signature of him at all in this child. No signature. And when a black man makes a baby, something is going to leave. He's going to leave his signature upon you. Okay. Well, in the event, the bottom line is the woman who said he was the father, she had been lying for many, many years and was never complete. They never did take the blood test and the DNA and all that. And I believe he wanted to believe the child was his. Baby was not hit. My mother, long before she died, said that ain't his child. I said that ain't his child. Now that's somebody's child, but it ain't his child.
Right.
You know how the old folks can just looking like, this ain't Johnny Joe's child. So, any event, make a long story short, the girl, she was about 22 and all, and the mother came out and said, "Look, he's not the father. I just chose you that because the guy who the true father didn't want to deal with her." So she was going, I guess my nephew might have been her second or third choice. You the daddy, because with some women, they got to choose out of the,
Whoever's paying.
look, whoever got a job, you the daddy. So,
Exactly.
so the sad thing was my sister so much wanted to believe that that was her grandchild. And she said, well, she looked just like me when I was a teenager. No, she don't.
You're so wrong.
No, she doesn't. Because we want that beautiful baby to be
Right.
part of our family,
Right.
and I think it comes from colorism.
Yeah.
If that baby was looked like burnt offerings, really little tiny, little dark, little thing, nobody would be claiming little black Joey. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? But because the baby was light skinned, had the soft hair, a couple of freckles around her nose, that's my baby. That is not your baby. Now
Right.
that might be your girlfriend, but that ain't your baby. So in any event, colorism.
Yeah.
Colorism is still here. And so what does this have to do with the gay community? Sometimes it shows up with us too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Right. There's some women, more or less sisters, and there's some women who will not date a black woman. Yes, I'm gay. Yes, she's nice. She's very attractive,
No,
educated,
not
well turned.
necessarily. Because black and dark is two separate things. If you're saying they're not dating a black woman, they
Woman,
just
that's
don't
one.
want
Yeah, yeah,
black people.
yeah. But they
They don't
surely,
care what you look like,
yeah,
light or dark.
yeah.
But if you say somebody won't date dark complected women, or somebody
That's
won't
true
date
too.
light complected women, that in itself is colorism.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're not trying to stay on that topic all day. I just thought that Sharyn had written down the question that we were
No.
reading the other day.
But again, I like every now and then to think that I'm running things, but obviously I am not. So on to the next question. So excuse us if we stayed there for a minute, but I feel very passionate about it
yeah,
too.
yeah. So, and we actually might even do a part two, because there was several questions about on that channel about when we did colorism. So, and if you all have some questions, definitely hit us up.
I want to go to our last question of the day. I'm going to
Okay.
skip this and go straight into this.
Okay.
Was pretty hard hitting for us
I
too.
want to do the other one though, but we'll do this one first, and then I'll just say what I need to say. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So the next question is so much alcoholism. What was the question?
The question is, why is there so much
Oh,
alcoholism in the gay community, more or less the gay black community, the black gay community?
yeah.
Why do you think that is? And before you start thinking, I don't think so. All of us know at least 5 women that we know who drink too much. And I don't mean socially either.
Or had, if they're not
Been
already.
drinking.
Yeah.
Look, they drinking now. They done been through the program. Was sober for a while, went back through the program, struggling with the program,
Right.
or
Haven't
ain't
told
think,
you anything, but just
look,
don't drink.
or ain't doing the program at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why is there so much alcoholism in our community? And I speak of the women because that's who I've spent most of my lifetime with,
Right.
with black women, gay women, and I think it's so many reasons why. We drink, we self medicate, and so why do you think there's?
For one, I think that we as women, especially in the gay lifestyle,
community.
want to put something in play to deal with who they are, because the Black community, well, most of us grew up in that churchy environment with the strict parents, and you're not going to be gay, anything but gay. And
Not
so,
all of us, but many of us.
yeah, many of
Yeah,
us
many of
definitely
us. Yeah.
have. And I think, we just started doing things to kind of ease up, you know, that feeling of, okay, this
The
is
pain.
who I am.
Yeah.
They don't want to accept it, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
I
So
think you're oversimplifying, but you're right. You're on the right. No, you really are. So,
I don't think it's a right or wrong answer.
oh no,
But
but no. I didn't say you were right or wrong. I just think that it's so much. I think it's that, and you're on the top of the peak of the mountain,
mm-hmm.
and below there is so much more.
Oh
So
yeah, I'm sure.
so much more.
I'm
We're
sure.
sad, we're lonely, we're closeted, or if we're out, we've been banded from the family. We don't have
Yeah.
anyone loving us the way we feel that we should be deserved, that we should be loved. Maybe we got health problems, maybe we got issues at work. All of this, you throw all of that in that pot, and the only thing that's going to make me feel better this weekend is a big bottle of Jim Beam.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think
and
a
and
lot
I
of
don't need no company.
but I think a lot of what you named and listed is so true, but I don't think it's just true in the Black
No,
lesbian. I think it's
no.
true for overall people who, why the reasons that they drink. I personally think because our backgrounds, of our family, we don't want to, disrupt that. And so I think we hold on to who we are much longer and come out later, because, and then I think that the whole, let me do something else to kind of have them not notice who I
Right,
really am.
right,
So I
yeah.
rather for them, my parents, to be mad that I'm smoking weed or drinking every day than to
Or
say
even
that I'm gay.
gambling, but just
Yeah.
don't say
So
that I'm a
I think
lesbian.
we just mask it
Right,
as a Black
and
community.
but statistically speaking, and I will say, and I don't have my notes with me, but I'm just saying, let's say there are heavy drinkers throughout America. Our society drinks too much, and out of that, men or women, who drinks more? We don't know, but I'm telling you, in the gay community, male or female, white or Black, but particularly in the Black gay community, alcoholism is rampant.
Yeah.
My opinion, yes, I can back it up. And as we speak to you right now, every one of you out there in lesbian land know at least 3 alcoholics. I mean, show enough alcoholics.
Yeah.
But
But
what
I
are we
know
doing
some
about?
that not necessarily all of them are Black though.
Oh no,
So
but I'm talking about in our community. Remember, we're
yeah.
a subset of a subset of a
Yeah.
subset.
Yeah.
But when you crank it down, which leads us to so many more conversations. But why is it? Why is it so prevalent in our community?
Yeah.
And like I say, each one of us, everyone who's in the sound of my voice, our voices know at least 3 women who y'all know. I ain't talking about just other drugs. I'm talking about alcoholism, period,
Right.
and drug abuse too. But tell me you don't know an alcoholic, or someone who just drinks too much, or drinks too much and can't handle it, or drink too much and need, went to rehab and they still rehabbing and whatever. It is sad,
Very
but
much
it's
so.
very, very real, and it's very, very present
Yeah.
in our community.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I can say about that. But did you want to take a little bit more of that?
No. I'm good. And
Yeah,
I agree. I
yeah,
agree. I just
yeah. But these are just some of the. I know you want to touch one more subject. One more
well, one of
subject.
the
Leave it for
viewers
them.
or subscriber. No, they asked what, I guess you went back and forth with the difference between threat and ultimatum, because somebody had written in like, Sharon, what you gave was a threat, not an ultimatum or something. And so I wanted to say, personally, I think the difference between an ultimatum and a threat has to do with love and hate. I think ultimatums are out of love and threats are not. So
Oh, we could tell. Oh, I'm going to talk to you about that one. Really,
yeah,
I think sometimes it could it can start out that way, or it came from a place of love, but it's no longer. It's been it ain't from love no more. When you threaten somebody,
right.
if
I mean, you
you,
can
you
fall out
yeah,
of not the ultimatum and go into a threat, but once you give a threat, that's under a new Like you at a new level with that person.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You're at
Yeah.
a new level. And a lot of times, even like when we're in a marriage, you know, we get a lot of ultimatums when you're in a marriage, but try going through a divorce and see that person if it's the same ultimatum or if it's a threat now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear the difference and you know the difference. It's like one was out of love, like, babe, come on now. You know, if you can't do the dishes anymore, like we just gonna have to get somebody to come in here and do them and you gonna have to pay for it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's an ultimatum. You know, we getting a divorce is like, you know what I'm saying? You paying for this, this, and this. You know, I mean, it's
sound like
no
you've been there
longer
before, sis.
right. I have. But to me, I think when I hear ultimatums versus threats, that's what I get. Like
And in my
one is
mind,
out of love and
and
one is
correct us
not.
if we're wrong or just thinking differently than you
Yeah.
may, but to me, a threat sounds more physical. An ultimatum is like, how people are like, is that an ultimatum? That
Mhm.
you're giving me chance to think, respond to it, and correct the behavior one way or not correct or not correct it. And if you don't like what I've decided to do, then you're going to do something else. But when somebody says, if I catch you here one more time, I'm going to shoot you, and they catch you there one more time and they shoot you, that was a threat. It was an imminent danger.
Right, but would you shoot anybody that you love? No.
People do it every day.
They don't necessarily
No,
love
no,
them.
no, no,
Just
no,
because
no,
they're related to them, just
no. Just
because
because
that's
they're
a
angry, no,
doesn't
no.
mean that they
I don't know.
I don't.
So I don't know why you started this. So now we got to go off the air. That it's not.
Well, you all tell us the difference between a threat and an
Ultimate,
ultimatum
and how
because
they
I would
take it.
love to hear like what people think. I mean, I just think it makes sense to
I
me.
think
I don't
ultimatum
know.
also gives you chance to change. They're only telling you something going to happen if you don't accept, if you don't change your
Right.
behavior. You see what I'm saying? You change it.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
ultimatum is no big. Okay, you cool. Okay, okay. Stop. Stop taking my red sports car
Right.
to Tijuana.
Right.
Okay, okay, right. You stopped it, so no more. But when a threat is like I say, do somebody threaten me?
Right.
It's on because I heard you.
Right.
I heard that ain't got nothing to do with love. You threatened me. All right. And you didn't stutter.
True.
Right.
True.
So we can put that back on the
On the
grill
list,
a
yeah.
little later. But what we were trying to do today was to go over a couple of the questions that you've had
Yeah.
for us and realizing, not honking our horn, that we've done over 150 videos. So that,
160.
huh?
160.
Actually, it's 167.
Yeah.
Like being a lawyer, know the answer before you ask the question. I know it's 167, but I didn't want to sound, uh. Okay, so we've done over 150 videos. We've done a lot of talking, and we've been done a lot of communication communicating with all of you, and we appreciate all that we get back because we
Yeah.
wouldn't be doing this if we didn't like it, love it, enjoy it, and get something out of it ourselves.
Right.
It has definitely served to allow Rosa and I to grow in a different way
Mm-hmm.
together. I will say that because
To
we
learn
don't.
a lot more about each other too.
Oh yeah, I mean, because there's some stuff I said, you what, and we do have these conversations,
Yeah.
and because we do not, we don't
Rehearse.
rehearse, we don't rehearse. So when you seeing it, it's live, baby. I
Yeah.
know we're going live on the 15th of this month, but what you see us is real. It's and sometimes I'm definitely surprised at the things that come out of Rosa's mouth. I'm not shocked, but surprised.
Same.
And I'm sure vice versa for
Yeah.
her. So that's what we got for you today.
Yeah.
This has been different, but just as enjoyable. And y'all think about ultimatum versus threat, and see how y'all been massaging that through your life if you've ever come upon that. We appreciate all that you've given because all what you've given is good.
Yes.
So as we always say, we're wishing you the very best.
Of all good things, stay safe and stay woke. We love you. And we're going live. Hey!
On the 15th this month.
Yes. Take care.